Yo, what is up guys, Face here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day like always, and today I'm going to be going over the mouse. Now yesterday I went over the baby mouse, basically the Moushin, and a lot of you actually enjoyed that video, and some of you were asking how to angle the actual tier 10 mouse that is going to get buffed in the next updates. Now the mouse is absolutely fantastic, and I have a very nice game that I just played today. It was my first game of the day and I did about 6,000 damage, but I want you guys to stick through this entire video to have a look at how this game played out. Obviously I get a lot of bounces, about 5,000 damage bounce, and yeah, you guys are going to definitely enjoy this replay. But first, before we head into the replay, let's head over to my equipment so you guys can have a look at what I'm running. I'm running very similar to what I am on the Moushin, if not the exact same. I'm running gun rammer, but like I said on the Moushin, you can change this out for calibrated shells if you are struggling to pin your enemies, because the tank does not have that much pen. Now, second of all, I'm running enhanced gun lane drive, vertical stabilizer. I highly suggest you to run both of them at the same time. And then I'm running improved modules, as it will give you a 10% increase to your track durability, which is very nice, especially in the mouse where you're going to be front line in this tank. Obviously, you want your tracks to last and be durable as possible. Now, another thing a lot of people will probably complain about, just like on the mouse, why are you running enhanced armor? Like I said, on a tank, especially like the mouse, 4% increase to the mouse's armor in some parts on the tank will be over 20mm thicker, which is actually game-changing, especially if they're not running calibrated shells. Enhanced tracks, obviously the same reason why you'd run improved modules. You want that track to be just that extra bit stronger. Improved optics, engine accelerator, and high-end consumables. Let's start moving on. Provisions-wise, I am running chocolate, improved fuel, and then chocolate bar. Obviously, all those combined will just give a little bonus to the tank. Then when we have a look at my consumables, I'm running adrenaline, multi-repair kits, and a normal repair kit. Now, again, just like I said about the Moushin, you should not be running an engine power boost. It is absolutely useless to run the engine power boost, because this is a tank that is going to be frontline. You're going to lose your tracks a lot of the time, and if you're going to be using an engine power boost, it means that you only have your multi-repair kit. So when you repair that track of yours with a multi-repair kit, and then you get set on fire right after, yeah, you're going to burn for a very long time because you decided to not run 2 repair kits. Anyways, heading into the game that I was talking about, today is not a live game, just because I thought this game was just very nice. It was my first game of the day as well. Now, I want you guys to have a look. I think my video yesterday on the Moushin kind of inspired some people, because my team here, you will have a look in just a moment, has 2 extra mouses. Moushins, I should say. So, yeah, we were very, very heavy on this game, and we had a lot more hit points than the other team immediately. As soon as we have an E100, a mouse, and 2 Moushins, we are way up there in terms of hit points. Obviously, if you have a look at the tier 9 Moushin, in comparison to the Waffle Tractor, yes, it's a tank destroyer, but it has about like 800 hit points more, which is just absolutely crazy at the same tier. Obviously, I'm not running improved hit points, so I don't really have 3,000 hit points, which you often see on a mouse. I'm running the armor, and that means I only have 2,850, which is still a pretty decent amount. And I'm going to get into this position here, which is a pretty risky position because you're in the way. As you can see, I angle my turret there against the 704, and that is how you want to angle the mouse. You always want to have it at like a 45 to 90 degree angle from your enemy that you're facing, and a lot of times, if it's easier for you guys, it's better to just make your turret completely straight with your hull and then turn your entire hull with your turret. As you'll see me do it in just a moment. I get a snapshot into that 704, which is very nice. This gun is not the most accurate, but it does hit hard, which is very nice. As you can see, I'm having this 45 to 90 degree angle from that Type 71, and he will not pen me, that is for sure. I get an unlucky bounce. I think that hit the side of his turret there. Now, as you can see, I've just locked the turret with my hull, and I just wiggle about, and this just makes that the entire armor of your vehicle becomes pretty troll, because the turret of the vehicle, if that Type 71 was using calibrated shells with his premium rounds, it will act as if it's gray. It will turn gray, and then when you wiggle, it's going to go in and out of being gray and being red. So obviously being penetratable and being ricochetable, if that makes sense. I know that's not really a word, but I think that's just the easiest way to describe it. Now we're going to get a very nice roll onto this Type 71 and set him on fire. I look back and he dies from 970 damage. That is absolutely crazy. I'm sure he was running 1 repair kit and a speed boost, because yeah, that is why you don't run a 1 repair kit and a speed boost, guys. I don't know if he was really using just a speed boost, but yeah. He did get set on fire there for a very long time. This Moushin came out of nowhere. When I was in that game, I was like, where the hell did this Moushin come from? Because he wasn't in front of me for a second, and then he was just all the way through the map. Now, I shoot that T55 because obviously I want to clear that guy on my left side. Hopefully my team can kill him sooner if I do put a shot into him. And then I decide, let me just put a shot into that 704. Now you're probably asking why I just drove straight in front of that 704 and allowed him to get a shot into me and doing about 700 damage. I get a very lucky shot, I would say, because obviously when you're aiming behind a building there, it's really hard to identify where your shell is actually going to hit, but we do manage to hit that Sheridan. Now there's just this big old mouse in front of us now to farm out, and I just put a nice 482 roll into him. Now that is one thing that I love about the Malshin, is that it has a very, and the Malshin and the mouse have very nice alpha. As you can see, you can hit 500 rolls very easily. However, I don't think I've hit a 500 roll this game, maybe on that Type 71. But as you can see, like I said, I was going on about just driving in front of that 704, no problem, and taking a shot from him. But when you have the amount of HP and hit points that this tank has, yeah, you can just go out there and take a few shells now and then. Now, I do bounce that E100's shell on my turret, and that was on purpose. If you have a look at the replay, to show you what I mean in a second, as you can see, the E100's facing me, and I kind of turn a lot there so that my turret ends up angling away from him. So that was very intentional, and I knew he was going to be aiming at my turrets, and so by you just... all you want to do in the mouse is basically just wiggle. You want to angle at a 45 to 90 degree always. As you can see, I'm always facing a bit away from my enemy, just so that it is a harder shell to hit. Now, I end up bouncing another shot from this E100. I must say, he's not the brightest player out there. He is just shooting my upper plates, which is actually pennable, which won't be a thing in the future, as this tank will get an upper plate buff. And that means a lot of people won't be able to pen it. Now, I think the game is over here, so I'm like busy posing for YouTube here. And then I'm like, why is the game not ending? Why is my E100 still driving? And I noticed that the enemy team still has a tank. And it's the Conway. Now, I angle again, bounce another shot from him. Obviously, he just rushed that shell. He could have probably penned me if he decided to, maybe if he shot premium rounds. Obviously, this tank does fall apart if you run premium rounds and calibrated shells on top of that. Tank destroys can absolutely butter straight through your upper plate. The Hori is probably your most deadliest enemy, because he can just literally with AP rounds pull around the corner and just absolutely ruin your upper plate. Now, have a look at this game. We bounced 4,900 damage, and we dealt about 5,000, almost 6,000 damage here. We destroyed 4 people, and non-penetrations, I think that's the shells that I did not manage to pen, but I felt like I was shooting and hitting all my shots, but apparently not. Anyways, as you look, we do also bring out a massive toll of credits. Obviously, if you make a mastery badge, you get 100,000 credits. So I would have earned 83,000 credits, which this tank actually earns a very nice amount of credits. I don't have a premium account, and as you can see, I would have earned about 80,000 credits. With the mastery, I earned about a bonus of 183,000 in total, which is very nice. Now, have a look at this game. Obviously, their enemy team was not the greatest amount of players. They did bounce a lot of shells. However, it is also to do with the fact that the mouse is just absolutely fantastic at bouncing shells if you angle the tank correctly. And that the way you angle the tank, like I said, is always at a 45-degree angle, like I'm angling right here on this in the garage here. If I was the enemy facing the tank, this is the angle I want to angle the tank at, as it makes this lower plate impenetrable. Obviously, the track behind the track wheel over here is a very easy spot to pen a tank, but obviously in the next update for the mouse, where it's getting a massive buff, that will no longer be a problem. And also, obviously, the turrets, you also want to keep it at a 45-degree angle. It makes the tank as strong as possible. If you're versing people with a higher pen gun, obviously, this angle will still be able to be penned. And obviously, you just have to angle it a bit more, maybe like that. But stay note that you will be able to be penned on the side of the turret then. So always just dive in and out of that if you're facing guys with a lot of armor, because they'll say, oh, okay, we can pen that. And then they shoot at it, and then you've already angled towards this side, making that side harder to pen, and then this side easier. So they may end up bouncing you. As long as you keep angling 45-degree to 90-degree there, you are going to bounce a lot of shells. Let me know what you guys think of the mouse. Are you excited for its latest or nearest buff that is going to be dropping, I believe, in September? Let me know what you guys think of it. I'm pretty excited. The mouse is probably one of my favorite tanks in the game, just because of how bully and how much advantage it has over its enemies in terms of its armor and its overall size. You can just dominate people by ramming them, pushing them aside. I just love the mouse. If you guys enjoyed this video, you can let me know by leaving a like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think about the mouse again in the comment section or in my Discord server. I do have a link to that in the description of this video. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Hope your shells hit their marks, and I'll check you in the next one. Cheers.